Everybody has a part of themselves they don't want to show to anyone else. Not to friends, not to lovers, not even to family. Spy Family really caught me off guard. When I first picked up this manga, I thought it'd be far more adventurous, cool, and action-packed. And yes, it still does have all those elements incorporated into the manga, but to my surprise, the biggest driving factor is how incredibly funny this manga is. I mean, just from the very first chapter, it's a great introduction of what we're getting ourselves into. With the setting of the world, it's built in this Cold War-esque environment. Then, with the introduction of our main character, Twilight, his mission is to help secretly keep the peace between the West and the East, and he is shown to be the best of the best when it comes to spies. However, when he was appointed to his biggest mission yet, of getting married and having kids, out of nowhere he does the most perfectly timed spit take I've ever seen. That panel was so unexpected that it made me want to do a spit take of my own. From just that very moment, I knew that this was going to be a very special addition to the Shonen Jump world. Now, of course, this isn't the first time we've had a comedy-focused manga in Shonen Jump, with mangas like Psyche K, Gintama, Beelzebub, and so on. So what makes Spy Family so special, and why do I think it's going to change the game? First of all, the way this manga is scheduled and published helps out the mangaka much more than what most mangakas have to deal with when having a weekly serializing series. The author Endo Tatsuya is given the schedule of releasing a new chapter every other week instead of the normal once a week. This extra time makes a world of a difference. We all know the harsh lives and all the amounts of pressure mangakas have to deal with when they are in a weekly publishing manga, and there isn't much out there to help them out. Even the man, the god, the legend Oda Ichiro, after 25 years of producing the most popular manga series in the world, all he's given is 1 week off every month. So having this every other week publication schedule not only allows Endo to have a less stressful time getting things done for his deadline, but it gives him the opportunity to make every chapter longer than your typical Shonen Jump manga and to really focus on making sure every part of the manga is well done. Especially the art. And man, do I even have to convince you guys that this art is great. I mean, just look at it. It's fucking incredible. Another really interesting thing about this manga is that instead of having the manga published in the Shonen Jump magazine, they're one of the very first manga to have every chapter released just online. This to me is the first step to really evolve the way manga is done. No more waiting and paying for the actual print release of the manga to read the new chapter. All we have to do now is pay for Shonen Jump Plus, and now we are limitless. Also, Spy Family isn't the only series that is doing this. Kaiju number 8 as well is doing the exact same thing. And if more and more manga adapt this way of scheduling and publication, it would help out many mangakas out there. Now, you may be wondering if being on this bi-weekly schedule affects the audience's enjoyment in any way. And the answer is no, of course not. No one cares that it's on this bi-weekly schedule at all. I haven't heard anyone complaining about it. All we care about is that if we get an enjoyable manga. And at the end of the day, Spy Family has been one of the best comedy manga I've read in a while. The comedy within Spy Family has genuinely gotten me to laugh so many times now, and it really reminds me of shows like Kaguya-sama's Love is War and Hinamatsuri. I would also be so bold to say that if this manga goes at the rate it's going at, it has the potential to reach the status of Gintama when it comes to comedy. Every single scenario in this manga is absolute gold. Seeing Anya being an absolute dumbass, Yor accidentally not being able to act accordingly to what she's been put into, and then there's Twilight just struggling on what to do in a normal parenting situation. It's all so funny. Along with all of those, the facial expressions within the manga are priceless. Especially Anya's. Just look at these, they're hilarious. I cannot wait for this manga to be animated because all the memes from just Anya's face, I am going to use them so often. Then there's also the moments where every family member is trying their absolute best to make sure their secret isn't revealed. And man, I have to say, the leaps and bounds they have to do to keep their secrets are extremely entertaining. But I have to say, some of my favorite moments are just seeing all our characters out of their element and trying to be a convincing family. They're all just acting so awkward and all the thoughts they're having during the whole thing is just outstanding. Then there's also some of the obstacles they have to deal with in combination, and all of that just makes it very absurd. Now, I could go on and on talking about some of the funniest moments within the manga, but I don't want to spoil much for you guys. So I just want to move on to the final point I have about the manga, and it has a very special place in my heart. What I'm talking about is that I feel like this is the first time I've ever seen a manga from Shonen Jump that has slice of life elements incorporated into it. Sure, it's not the main point of the show, however, it's so refreshing to see anything like this at all. What can I say? I love my slice of life anime. I've literally made 2 videos on 2 different slice of life anime on my channel. So every time we get to see a moment where the family is just behaving like a real family without any of the stress of trying to prove it to people. Like the moments where Twilight is properly supporting and comforting Aya, or the moments when Yor is acting like such a protective mother to Anya. And even the moments where you can see the feelings between Twilight and Yor are getting stronger and stronger. It's those moments there that I live for. They're just filled with so much love, cuteness, and compassion. They offer the much needed break within not only the story, but within the characters' lives as well. No matter what anyone says to me, in my eyes, the Spy family is a real family, just from these slice of life moments. Twilight loves this family, even if it did start out as a mission. And if somehow, some way, the family is broken up later on in the manga, I am going to be so upset. But hey, as of right now, I don't see that happening anytime soon. And I hope for this manga to go on for as long as possible, because with all the praise I've given this series, it deserves every ounce of it. I highly recommend it to anyone who wants to have a good laugh. All I'm waiting for now is for the series to get an anime adaptation, so everyone can finally realize how much of a game changer this manga really is.